welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to have a bittersweet channeling with Betty White. I'm really excited about this, and yet we're still all grieving the loss of her beautiful face. She was a wonderful woman. For those of you who, I don't know who wouldn't be familiar with her, because she's been all over the place. She died, ironically, December 31st of 2021. She would have been a 100 on January 17th. Now, Betty White, everybody thought she would live forever. And she had an amazing upbringing. And she was so lucky to be at a good health right up until an old age. And she said she was born a cockeyed optimist, and isn't that the truth? She said, I got it from my mom, and that never changed. I always find the positive, and that's true. She was always cracking jokes, and she was telling people, I avoid anything green. So we are deeply saddened that she passed. However, we're going to reconnect with her through the tarot cards. Now, those of you might remember her from the 1970s show, the Mary Tyler Moore Show. And then in the 80s, the Golden Girls. In 1952, she appeared in I Love Lucy, Life with Elizabeth, a show that she also produced. In 2010, at the age of 87, she enjoyed awards-laden resurgence when, after starring on a Snickers commercial during the Super Bowl, polls and petitions overwhelmingly named her the public's choice to host Saturday Night Live. So she went on to steal a lot of scenes from Hot in Cleveland, scoring an Emmy nomination, her 17th, including 7 wins. In May of 2012, she debuted on the NBC comedy reality show Betty White's Off Their Rockers. But her passion was really animal welfare, and she really fought for animal rescue charities. And she said, I'm the luckiest person in the world because my life was divided in half animals and half show business. I have to stay in show business to pay for my animal work. She was born on January 17th of 1922 in Oak Park, Illinois. She was an only child, moved with her parents, traveling salesman and electrical engineer Horace White and homemaker Tess Kurtz White, to Los Angeles during the Great Depression. Camping once a year in the Sierra Nevadas with her parents fueled that love of animals. We wound up with 26 dogs once, she told People magazine in 1999. She always dreamed about becoming a forest ranger or a writer, but only to fall in love with the performing arts when she took the lead in the high school senior play that she wrote. She skipped college and began performing on the radio. But before launching an acting career, she was married twice. First to Dick Barker, a World War II pilot. She wed in 1945. It only lasted a few months, and he took her home to an Ohio chicken farm. And then in 1947 to agent Lane Allen, who wanted her to give up show business. So that marriage ended in 1949. And then she and LA DJ named Al Jarvis got their feet wet together on a local TV, which eventually paved the way for her first sitcom. Now, she is absolutely, I'm going to show you what she looked like in her younger days. I mean, talk about a beautiful woman. Right up until the end, she was gorgeous. Now, wow, what was she? Oh, they were going to have a 100th birthday party on her, and then she unexpectedly passed away. So I am going to actually allow you guys to do additional research on her life if you want, but I want to find out what she thinks now that she's on the other side. So you guys know who watch my YouTubes a lot that for channeling, I prefer steampunk. It's a deck by Barbara Moore, and it's my favorite for starting out communicating with people. So Betty White, if you're willing to communicate on the other side, woo! She goes, I didn't see that coming. She's like, I was off the planet, did not, and the eyes are blindfolded. She did not see it coming. Why didn't you? Oh, okay. Oh, she died in her sleep? Betty, you died in your sleep? Oh, and someone came. Oh, it looks like her father greeted her. So she died in her sleep peacefully. She didn't even know she died. She woke up and she was dead. What the heck are you doing? She goes, I found out that I should have been an Egyptian pharaoh's wife. Oh my God. Oh, she is hilarious. No coffin for me. I'm afraid to be under the ground. Oh my gosh. What are you talking about? Somebody being stone cold. Oh, she's actually got her hand on this. Like, I woke up and I was stone cold. So she woke up and she was stone cold, but she passed away immediately after that. So that's interesting because she shows stones over here, stones in the background, stones here. I know you weren't stoned, Betty White, so I'm not going to even put that out there. She's actually pretty funny. She is pretty funny. So now that you're over there, Betty White, and I know that it was a surprise, you weren't expecting it, what do you have to say? She's like, oh, I'm talking to paper cartoons. Yep. So she's a little amazed that I'm not communicating to her in my head. She's like, I went to a much younger body. She said, I decided to present myself on the other side as I was in my late 30s. She goes, those were my time. She met an uncle, or she's calling him like an uncle. And it also feels like she met a father figure there. And this world here tells me that she went pretty far above the world, as did that original card indicated. She went pretty far above the planet, so she didn't hover near the planet. Oh, this is interesting. She's sending love to all the people who helped. Look at how she's dressed. I mean, this is totally, look at that. All the fluffy dresses and the fancy dresses. So she is still very well dressed on the other side, and she sends her love to all those who are mourning her loss. And she said, I'm mourning my own loss because I'm missing out. I missed out on my party. So she's mourning her own loss because she was still debating on what she was going to wear to her final party. So, and here she keeps saying, I went way above the planet. Now we've got 3 cards. Above the planet, way above the planet, way above the planet. So she's like, I just catapulted like a rocket off the planet. And she goes, now all I can do is offer a toast to everyone, and particularly the women who have a hard fight going forward. She's really talking here about women's rights. She's like, women, you have got to fight the fight for me now. She goes, because I'm not going to fight the good fight from over here, but I want women to be empowered. I want all of the women to stand up for women's rights and don't let anything slide back. She wants me to use this witchy deck. I don't usually talk to deceased people with this deck, so this will be interesting. Ooh, she's like, I'm with a hot man animal lover. She said, I am surrounded by all of the animals that I helped. She said, when I came over here, boy, isn't this weird that the cards are so accurate? They're so accurate because I never use this deck to talk to the deceased. And I didn't realize that this deck would be full of these animals and that this would be her standing with the animals for sure. She's still going to continue the work over there. She's met some very close friends and family who passed years ago, so they're spending a lot of time visiting and catching up. This is her thinking the world's just, she said the world is just under chaos right now. And she said if I was able to come back instantly and be in my younger self, I would really be helping the world become a better place. She said there's a lot of upsets. And she said, but as much as I would have stayed, it was my time to go. This is like the ship that crossed the river, like packing my bags and going to the other side. She goes, I knew eventually I had to go to the other side. But look at, she said, now I can be with the animals in the spirit world, and I love walking through the forest, and I love the wild animals and the tame animals, and I'm very humbled by the animal kingdom. The Holy King. So this is her. I feel like she was also reunited with a grandparent or a great grandparent that she didn't know, and they're talking about where this grandparent lived, and it's in the family because there's a family tree there. So she's met up with people, but she said, I gotta tell you, being dead is boring compared to being alive. She said it's really kind of boring over here. Oh my God. Okay, so how, are you going to stir things up over there, Betty? What are you going to do? Oh, heck yeah. She goes, I'm going to get out and do my thing and be unique and light my own candle over here. That's fascinating. She loves children. And she would love to teach children how to love animals, because she believes that children should be raised with animals because animals teach children values that humans can't. I think she's right. Teach your children, have animals teach your children compassion and kindness. And there's wisdoms that animals have that people don't. She said there's a lot of things to do on the other side, but she's just kind of a little bit, sitting there like, why did I pass away? She goes, I was alive so long that I just, I'm still sitting over here wondering what the heck happened to my body, because this is the Pentacles, and her body just gave out. It just got old. She said, like an old car. It just quit running and there was no fixing it. She was surprised to learn about the fairies. She never really attached to fairies when she was alive. But she was greeted also by like the fairies. And so that kind of fascinated her. She's also giving a toast to somebody down here with red in their hair. Somebody with reddish hair is still on the planet. And she's missing that woman tremendously. The red-haired woman. So she does have to learn how to adjust over there. So because she was so excited to be alive, and every day of her life she was so excited to be alive. Betty, what message do you have for anybody who is listening to this now? Is there a message that you have for anyone who's watching this? She goes, grief is real, and grief happens on both sides. She goes, and as much as I didn't want to look at the fact that I passed because I didn't know that I passed right away, she goes, as much as that I was closed off to the idea that I actually passed and went into the spirit world, her message to you is grief is real. Don't close yourself off to grief, and know that your loved ones are right above you. They're right with you. And so she said, allow yourself to know how powerful you are. Every single person can choose between sadness and happiness. She said, surround yourself with people who make you happy, people who want to celebrate life, people who are positive, people who take positive action to do what's best for the people. Love and give your heart fully, and be willing to help other people, not hurt other people. Every single thing that comes out of your mouth, she said, is it helping people or if it's hurting? If it's hurting people, shut the fuck up. That's her words. She's like, let's be kind. Let's love. Put love in your heart. Help those that are less fortunate. Feel sorry for people who are stuck in a belief system that's toxic. She goes, don't hate those people. That's not going to help them. She said, help them. If they need food or clothes, even if they're attached to a system of hate, she goes, you don't have to hate them for being in a system of hate. Help them. That's the best you can do, is be of help. Because she said they're confused in their life. They don't think things are fair. And that's how they get sucked into the hate. She goes, but I will help you. Call on me if you ever feel like you don't know how to react to all this hatred in the world. And I will come in and I will give you a worldly view. Even though I'm supposed to be at peace, but I said, screw peace. I'm not going to be peaceful. I'm going to be master. I'm going to master all of the non-physical realms. I'm going to be a master of where I am now, because there's things to do over here. You don't just lay down and be in peace. She goes, that's the last thing you want to do when you pass away, is be in peace. She goes, you want to make things happen. You want to generate positive change. So here she is up in the clouds. She shows herself up in the clouds. I'm with the animals. I'm reading books. I'm with the angels. And in the beginning, she was with like this pharaoh thing. Well, here comes the pharaoh. Here comes the pharaoh again, which I find very interesting that she's bringing up that pharaoh again. Right here. I wonder if she had an interest in Egypt or pharaohs, because now in 2 cards she's brought pharaohs in. So I wonder if that's something to look for. But she said, yeah, we need some big changes on the planet. There's too many like devils and snakes. And she said, we've got to do our research. We've got to study up on our laws and pass things that make it easy for people to be happy. Because she said the human race, from her perspective, is withdrawing. And she's over here, hey, we in the spirit are trying to help you, and you're so withdrawn and closed off that you're not open to us. So open up for the energy that we send. We're going to help you be strong. The lion, we're going to help you get along. I want human beings to get along. That's her wish. So if you love Betty White, how about finding ways to love people instead of hate people? And let's do it in the name of Betty White, because this is her final wish, is for everyone to laugh and love. And she said, if you want to put that on a t-shirt, that's my mantra. Thank you, Betty White. We love you.